All right. Today's words are chip, like a gambling chip, tree, circle, hills, and lips. And the tree from the story is a different tree than was starring in The Emperor a few days ago. So this is a fresh tree. Don't worry, we do not overburden any singular tree for the making of this imaginary world. Once upon a time, there was a tree that lived at the foot of the mountain underneath the hills. And it was a very content tree. It grew wide, it grew tall, and it was satisfied with its life. Liked to look into the hills, and like every tree does, this tree also taught us the lesson of be where you are. So it never went anywhere, just like the snail from one of the previous stories. It was always there. It was in balance with and in harmony with the circle of life. So it grew leaves in the spring, and it discarded them in autumn, and was generally living a truly happy life. And it was immersed in its own vibrations, in its own circle of existence. And then one day, when it was about 80 years old, the shepherds brought the cows down from the hills to the shepherd's ball, like they did every year, and they passed this tree every year, but this tree never paid too much attention to people and their passing by once a year in autumn. But this year, for some reason, it seemed to the tree that these people were louder, more pompous, that they had every single human being that walked past this tree had lips, and everyone was using them to the full power, to the full potential, and they were talking and singing and whistling, and the tree just watched them with this general calm interest that it had, with years and years of existence practiced into being. And it was not really interested in the people and their conversations and their way of life too much, because it had its own mojo. But there was one slip of consciousness that really changed his life, and there was this shepherd couple, a young teenage boy and girl, that were passing by, and the tree had not heard what the girl said to the boy, but the boy replied to her, well, that's easy for you to say, you chip-fed goat. And that was all the tree heard before they passed by. But this chip-fed goat felt such a strange phrase to the tree that he wanted to understand it with all its being, because first of all, he was pretty sure that the being passing by was not a goat but a female human being. And second of all, why would you feed chips to a goat, and where would you even put them? So the tree was utterly confused, and for the first time in his decades-long existence wanted to know more about the human race, and decided to end its treeness and become wooden objects. So with all its infinite wisdom, as trees do have, it decided to be cut down and made into objects so it could enter people's homes and get to know more about them. And that's what it did, because trees are very intelligent. They communicate through roots, and they're really good at being in communication with other trees and plants. So this tree just started drying the branches, but kept all the juice in the trunk. So it seemed as if it was going to dry, and then it emitted and emanated these messages into the air, so that the next time that the people owning the plot of land upon which the tree stood As they passed by, they noticed, oh my god, this tree is drying, maybe we should cut it. So the tree was really a good, like, hypnotizing the passersby, until they soon after actually brought an axe and a chainsaw and cut down the tree and turned it into wooden spoons, wooden bowls, tables, benches, and so forth. And that's how the tree got access to entering people's homes and being a part of their lives, so that it could gradually gain more information on how they live and how they talk and why they say what they say. And regarding what it found out, I have no clue, because first of all, I'm not good in communicating with trees, and second of all, I don't know where all the individual bits and pieces went. But if you might have at home a wooden bowl or spoon or any other handcrafted wooden object, you might take some time tonight and listen to it, and either share your answers to the questions it will ask you, or learn something from the wisdom this tree has absorbed through the years. That was it for tonight. Starting tomorrow, I would really like to have one guest each night from Monday to Sunday to either come live with me and do an improv duet, like ping pong, jumping in and jumping out. Or if you feel uncomfortable with that, come live and tell a story that you have pre-prepared, that is well practiced and so forth. I just want to add some spice to the dishes of our improv evenings. And I would be really grateful if you share this, if you invite someone who you think might be appropriate to either do improv or solo. And I'll see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. and I'm fishing for new keywords. Thank you everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.